we're kind of short on stories this week because those are like the main things we kind of wanted to cover.
Trust me.
I just had one thing I wanted to point out real quick. You guys got Snapchats?
I do have a Snapchat, but I don't use it.
You know those stories they have?
Yes.
Oh god, my mom's been texting me. Sorry.
The thing is, the reason why I don't want to use it because I saw that BuzzFeed has one, and like anything that BuzzFeed's a part of, I don't want any part of whatsoever.
Okay, 1, fuck BuzzFeed. 2, you know those sponsored story things they have? The day of the inauguration. Okay, hope you guys can hear me here. The day of the inauguration, they had one of those featured stories that's like, college students try to survive Donald Trump. That was one of the things
Try to survive?
That was one of their featured stories.
Huh?
Like one of the things that they make and put up themselves. People, they are marketing on your outrage. You're a bunch of fucking sheep.
They try to survive Donald. What? Huh? What is this, like some tunnel of oppression? What is this, like some tunnel of oppression?
No, that bullshit.
Okay, now maybe this portion's going to be a lot longer.
Okay, yeah. I have to lament on this. All right.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I read the concept like once and I kind of laughed it off.
So we have here at our very own university, we're
actually not the only university that does this, but continue.
We have a tunnel
Come
of
on,
oppression.
when the fuck has Ball State made something original?
Point.
Go on.
God damn. Okay, so we have a tunnel of oppression, guys. Have you ever felt oppressed? Have you ever wanted to let that out in a nice, safe, caring way that will ultimately get you looked at as a complete pansy and in the weirdest, most awkward way ever? Go to a tunnel of oppression, because I actually heard from someone who went to the tunnel of oppression last semester, since they had it last semester too. Mm-hmm. And they said, and granted they're more right-leaning, but I trust this person's general judgment of events like this, said along with the slut march, which is another thing we have here.
Walk?
Yeah.
Which I also see no point in whatsoever, but continue.
Yeah. Said that it was the biggest waste of his time ever. Because, I'm very sorry, I called him a he. Sorry, she.
And someone who's on campus.
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to talk to her.
And here's the funny thing. It was apparently basically just going through this weird, like, kind of, like, aisle and just talking to other people who felt oppressed.
All right.
And that's all.
That's okay.
I mean, it's anything I can do on the internet. Hell, it's something I can do on a podcast. But you're just
oppressed in what way? Like I'm guessing oppressed because like race and gender, because that's really the only thing that like counts in this kind of thing now. So.
I mean, it's basically what you read on Facebook. It's basically what you see online. And according to her, it was the most crybaby, or not. It wasn't them trying to let out their honest thoughts about oppression. Mm-hmm. It was more of and this is coming from the person that went to it.
It was just like them bitching about like minor
things and seeking pity.
Okay.
I just wanted to point out that apparently if you attended this tunnel oppression thing, I guess as a guest, they gave you a neat t-shirt that said, "I survived the tunnel of oppression." I have not seen someone wearing one of these t-shirts that wasn't just some white person who had a face that just dripped of white guilt. So, like, no, it's not for people that actually feel oppressed unless they, like, get you to talk at one of these things. It's just for people who feel like self-flagellation.
Yeah. That's kind of the impression I've got.
But the thing, okay, to play devil's advocate yet again, I can see how this would be like a useful tool for like some people, like especially, let's be honest, a lot of American Muslims get shit on.
Oh, of course,
like tremendously for the wrong reasons. So I would understand for people like those who have to like face discrimination because of like factors that are out of their control. I would kind of see how this is a useful tool. But the thing is, it's like it's not. I'm just gonna let you go.
In theory, great. In execution, horrible. Mm-hmm. That's basically what it boils down to. Because, again, if anyone ever is feeling oppressed, or if someone actually has a legitimate gripe they want to make it with someone you're close with, or to someone so you can get your feelings out, your feelings and your thoughts out, in a good, creative, constructive way.
It kind of just makes it I don't know why, but it gives me like vibes like those like old school circuses where they would just have that like the freak show walkway.
Yeah.
Where like people are just going through this tunnel and they're just like looking at people on display and hearing what they have to say and then moving on to the next person.
I mean, it's nothing you can't get from, like, if you want to get honest opinions or honest representations of, say, a Muslim who feels oppressed, or a woman that feels oppressed, or a person of a different race or gender, or any sort of affiliation that's oppressed, go out into the real world and find that person.
Just fucking talk to people. It's not that hard.
Don't go to a tunnel of oppression so you can
Conduct
get
a
these...
fucking interview.
You don't have to organize a tunnel.
So don't go to these tunnels of oppression so you can get this manufactured bullshit that won't actually give you any legitimate info and just be more of a pity party.
I can actually fucking tell you right now, I faced oppression in my life, but not for the same reason that people generally think. I was generally oppressed by my black peers because they thought that because I spoke proper English and actually cared about my academic, cared about my academic performance to a certain extent, they thought, he's just another Uncle Tom. He's just an Oreo. He's just this, that, and other things. So I've actually faced oppression before, but I actually tell this people when they actually want to fucking talk to me about it. Not just put me on a fucking stand and just have a bunch of people just walk by where I just tell some abridged bullshit for 2 hours.
A couple things. First of all, that thing you just said about getting up on a stand and talk about outrageous bullshit just reminds me of how many fucking slam poetry jams we have.
Oh my god! I don't even want to get into that.
Secondly, I could go on for several minutes about how much I hate slam poetry in general, but just us getting together and doing this podcast has honestly given me a much better understanding of you guys, more than any fucking tunnel of fuckery could do.
And it's funny because both of you have, and I know this, both of you guys have been oppressed at some point in your life.
I debate that.
For some reason. Whether it's because of a race or gender or your status in, school or where you were at or whatever. And
I got shit on because I knew how to swim in high school.
What?
Oh, because apparently black people aren't allowed. They're not supposed to know how to swim. Apparently,
Black people fall off a boat and they die. That's the way it is.
All right, so here's the thing.
It's just what the fuck ever.
Here, let me kind of preface this by saying I am a white male living in America right now. Okay, I'm a white male.
Cis and heterosexual, by the way.
All right.
Just cover all the bases.
Let's not go too far down this rabbit hole.
All right, so I'm a white male.
All right.
I have been oppressed, but not for any
the same
particular
reasons, as
Yeah.
a black person would. I'm not gonna But the thing is, because you and I have been oppressed in different ways, I'm not gonna fucking call you. I'm not gonna fucking say that. Oh, I'm owed this degree of sympathy because I've been oppressed in a certain way and you haven't.
No, and that's the thing. You've gone through things I haven't clearly gone through, and I've gone through things that you haven't gone through.
I've gone through ridiculous bullshit, but I'm not gonna fucking belabor anyone with it and pretend that I'm owed something because of it.
Exactly, and it's not like I'm gonna sit here on a podcast and go, wah, my life sucks. This happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me. I'm very oppressed and I hate my life. No, I'm not searching for your sympathy. I don't want your sympathy.
Okay, I'm the chick over here, in case y'all couldn't tell. And I kind of get, somehow the opposite from. People keep telling me that I should feel oppressed, which I honestly never have. I've been living a pretty good life. I'm very thankful for the way things are going for me. And when people start talking about how, I get this mostly from other chicks, about how oppressed they've been, they talk to me like I should feel the same way. It's I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And it's the biggest bullshit thing when I say that and someone says okay, but you're still oppressed and you should feel that way. It's 1, fuck off. 2, fuck you. And there's no number 3, just fuck you.
I mean, you should know better than anyone else if you're oppressed.
Exactly. Don't you think I'd fucking know? It's does everyone assume that there's just kind of some hate sink that's centered in my X chromosomes?
Well, in the same vein as that, I have been told to shut up when I've said, example, my community college had a primarily African-American population. And I say African-American because I've been corrected a billion times and I want to just know what I should say because there's still people that get on me for saying black versus African-American.
They know what the fuck you mean. It's not.
They know what I mean. They're just splitting fucking hair.
They're just trying to be fucking semantic, but whatever.
And at that place, if I were to ever have made any, say, oh yeah, I'm feeling bad, or oh man, I'm just having a rough day or something, I've actually had people who came up to me and said, dude, What do you have to have problems about? You're white. You're a dude.
Isn't that technically oppression in itself?
Exactly. I mean,
because you're literally being told that no matter like what you go through, your thoughts and opinions don't matter because because you have a characteristic that you cannot control.
I mean, every single thing that has happened in my life or everything I do, I mean, I'm not immune to having a shitty day. I'm not immune to having something bad happen to me. Maybe my dog died. Am I sad that my dog died? Yes. Am I apparently not able to worry about it or dwell on it because I'm a white guy?
Massa, my back is broken. Shut up, darky. You're just a slave. It don't matter.
I mean, people just get ridiculously into the whole, you're black, you're a woman.
It's just meaningless standpoint theory. That's all it really is.
You guys think maybe the word oppression is overused?
I mean, whatever happened to being judged on the character? I mean, whatever happened to being, I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't it Martin Luther King Jr. that said, we should not be judged by the color of our skins?
Dude, I have to say, like, it's even got to the point where even like bringing up MLK has just become cringeworthy now.
Okay, all right. Then
I'm sorry, but like when you brought up MLK, I was just like,
all right. Then Byron Russell. Or
look, I understand what you mean, but because of the fact that MLK has just been like tossed back and forth so many times that it's just gotten old. Like,
we're sorry that we've turned MLK into a volleyball.
It's not even you. It's like it's just people who are just whatever. I'm not.
I mean, here's the thing with people like MLK, though, is that I respect what activists in the past have done. I respect people that actually made significant changes due to their activism. As such, I do respect Byron Russell, or is that his name? Byron? He was that guy I told you about the other day. He was MLK's right-hand man.
I don't know if you told me his name.
Wait, what? Are you talking about the guy we covered last week?
No. He was a gay...
He was a gay rights activist.
He was a gay rights activist, a civil rights... He was just an all-around
just
civil rights activist.
A very... I'm assuming we're just going to call him a very left-leaning person, but oh well.
I mean, he was a very prominent...
reason. He was also gay.
Yeah, he was a very prominent civil rights activist, and like MLK.
All right.
They did significant things in wherever their activist field was. So I feel like they deserve that amount of respect.
They do deserve that amount of respect, but the thing is, like, the reason why I've been trying to, like, I've been kind of avoiding, like, using them as, like...
Bayard Rustin.
As, like, it's like a scaffold for, like, as, like, how we should conduct ourselves, because of the fact that he's dead, we don't know what he would think about what's going on right now. I have no idea what he would think, so that's why I've been trying to avoid, like, using people who are dead to say, oh, this person would have felt like this person would have loved this, or something like that.
And that's not fair to do. It's not fair to put the words in the mouths of people. Like,
exactly. That's you summed it up better than I have.
But the reason why I bring up MLK, and I'm only saying this because of, you know, what he stood for back in the day, was he wanted equality. Mm-hmm. He wanted everyone to be judged for who they were, not the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he meant that just specifically for the African American population, but I feel like that core ideology of equality can be used here to be, why treat me, a white male, any different than you, a black male? We should not be judged on the color of our skins.
Oh god, here it comes.
And here's the thing. I sound so weird saying it.
No, it's so goddamn cliche at this point.
It's so goddamn cliche.
I'm sorry. Like it's a very iconic and very important point to make, but it's just gotten so goddamn cliche.
Like, let me play some Full House background music here.
But tell me, how many conservative white men have you heard use that statement to justify equality?
The only thing I've heard, like, I heard it on King of the Hill. Does that count? I heard Hank Hill say it. Does that count?
God dang it, Bobby!
And the funny thing is, he was actually using that. And did you see that episode though, where he was like being accused of being racist? So.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we can top that.
All right,
But point being, you know what I was trying to say. Hank Hill sums it up best. All right, let's take a short break here, and we're going to get into our geek-centered portion of the podcast of Planet Junction right after this.
Hank Hill for President 2020.
I'm hoping you actually did record this, because otherwise I would kill you if you didn't.
Oh no, I did. I've got.
Because like there have been like moments where people have been like have recorded like, oh, I didn't record.
We left the lens cap on.
All right. So join us for our next hour here on Planet Junction.